Hey guys, it's Sarah here and welcome back to a new video on my channel. I cannot believe the last time we talked was about 3 weeks ago. During this time, I took my first in-person midterm in law school, which low-key traumatized me for life. But more on that to the later. In this video, you will be seeing me taking my first exam, Advanced Corporation Law, struggling for my on-call allocations and going to classes at the same time. A little bit of a background information before I get started. Basically, for the majority of the law exams, we have to do a highly detailed hypothetical story, and our job is to spot all the things that are wrong and analyze them accordingly. Unlike other subjects, you cannot put your own opinion into the law essay. Law school requires preciseness, so every single word that you put in there needs to be accurate and come from an already established source, such as the textbook and legislations. That is why this essay is only 2,000 words, but I think it will take at least 4 days for me to grind it out. For the past 10 days, except from going to classes, I basically just lived in this library. From morning to night, I've seen it all. After establishing an outline, I think it is finally the time to grind it out. You are looking at April the 4th, which is a Tuesday. I got up super early, like around 7, and then went straight to the library for that early write. The topic for this paper is quite interesting. A company was trying to raise funds using NFTs, and we have to discuss all the relevant legal matters. I've identified 4 major issues. They are share classes, new issue of shares and buyback, dividend, and Chapter 60 fundraising. Up until today, I've already finished writing the first 2 issues. Considering we have 3 days left to write the last 2, it does feel like a heavy weight was lifted off my shoulder. This morning, I am also preparing for my on-call allocations for Advanced Corporation Law tonight, which means I have to raise my hand and answer questions, and that counts for 10% of my total grades. Your girl is just super lucky to be assigned to a slot during midterm week. How nice. At around 1:30, my brother and my friend come to find me at the library. The 3 of us decided to grab a quick bite at Broadway. After working for 5 hours, it's just so therapeutic to see some smiley faces. We went to a Singaporean restaurant, and I ordered a vegetable noodle, which is pretty fulfilling. After lunch, I teletransported back home and decided to work on it a little longer. So here you can see my fact pattern was highlighted in different colors, and that is why I usually do for an exam. Normally, the different legal issues will not be presented in a chronological orders. Sometimes it's all over the page. So what I do is to highlight, for example, issue 1 using the color red and issue 2 using the color green, etc. so that even if the fact pattern is very long, I can still make sure to pick up every small details. At around 4 p.m., I decided to take a very late afternoon nap. Since I have to answer questions tonight, I really need my mind sharp and clear, so here we go. In an hour, I got up, quickly ate some leftovers, and got ready to leave for Advanced Corp tonight. So for this class, we are learning about takeovers, which is quite an interesting topic in my mind. Well, I'm sure we all heard about those hostile takeovers, poison pill, and all that good stuff. And I'm here to answer questions about them.
What does a takeover involve? What are we trying to achieve? Yes?
To kind of just buy shares from another company and try to let them build companies operations.
You're on the right track there, and it's Sarah, isn't it? Yeah.
So from my understanding, I might be wrong.
Sure.
So if you got more than 50% plus 1 share in another company, then you're effectively in control or taking over?
Yes. So I would separate those 2 out.
At around 10, I got back home, unpacked, and decided to hop on an English interview class. So about 3 weeks ago, we had a career fair at the law school, and a lot of top HK law firm came. Even though I didn't participate, my friends are all saying it is super duper competitive, and students like us, when feeling nervous, tend to stutter, and unable to present our advantages. So I decided to book an online business English practicing class on italki, which is a global language community, and it has over 150 foreign language languages. My goal is to find someone whose mother tongue is English and preferably very familiar with the whole interview process so that we can maybe do a little simulation for future job interviews. And also, one of my favorite things about italki is that we don't have to buy any membership card. You can just pay for each individual classes. It's very flexible.
Why should I be spending time?
Good. So, so the basic questions about teamwork. So one tip, and this is a general tip for interviews. Okay. So that was a good answer. I wouldn't change that answer necessarily. But one thing, I think my original question was, tell me about the environment. Right? Were you working on a team, or what was the environment in those positions? And you did that. Then you told me more. You told me what, you said, I like working on teams. You told me like what you prefer.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you that anyway.
Right. Probably not. They'll be like, oh, well, probably. How do I say it? I recognize I have this weakness, but at the same time, I'm someone who always try to improve myself through my mistakes. So I think I would try my best to improve on it. And obviously, I'm just, fresh out of law school, and that could cause problems. Like I still need time to learn. But I think I'm a person that's generally adaptable to new environment, and I'm very eager to learn about new stuff. So I think I can improve on that.
I want to say probably you don't want to say any sort of you have doubt. You don't want to be doubting that you can. Okay,
I see.
Because it's something you can control.
Yeah.
You can review things twice, this kind of thing. So.
Gotcha. Our class lasted for about 30 minutes, and after the class, I decided to go over all the recommendations given by Jason, because all of them are so wonderful. This app is really useful. When I was an undergrad, all I can do is to record my own conversations, but now I can have a fresh eye and an immediate feedback. Whether you want to take an exam or improve your speaking skills or find somebody to practice a certain topic one-on-one, you can find it here. On Wednesday, I woke up feeling super tired. We are now at the home stretch. This essay is 70% done. All I need to do is to wrap up the last issue and then read it over for about 1,000 times and make it solid. Also, I need to do some footnote citation, which might cost a decent amount of time. Today, I only have one class and that doesn't start until 4 p.m. So I just decided to spend all day at home, here at the desk, pouring my brain juice into this paper. I feel like the last day of writing a paper is really the hardest because after about 10 days, you're literally at the brink of death. And the tendency to just give up is pretty damn strong. But different from the past 2 years, now I am surrounded by people who too are suffering deeply from their exams. So I can send them a message at 3 in the morning and got an immediate reply saying they're still working on their paper as well. It is strangely satisfying. At around 3:30, I quickly got ready and head out to the law school, but I found nobody there. It turns out the whole school is on strike today, so we actually don't have any classes. Our professor sent out an email, but I was probably too busy and I missed it. That night was, like expected, spent on reading, revising, and revising. Honestly, I don't even remember how this night ended, just that in the end, I finished the whole essay. Well, I still need to do a little bit of adjustment, but we will worry about that tomorrow. Thursday is the day that I need to submit this paper. Since the deadline is at 6 p.m., I'm planning to do so at around 5. So after getting up by noon, I just spent some time to check the textbook to see if I left anything, work on some points of confusions, check my grammar, do citations, and also read it over again and again. Time really flies by. Before I even notice, it's getting darker outside. And I finally did it at 4:53 p.m. After that, my friend texted me and asked if I want to eat hot pot and dessert together. That is why I look so damn happy. It is just such a good feeling to meet up with friends and enjoy the evening after a long and tough battle. Thank you guys so much for coming along to my week, and I hope to see you the next time. Bye!